I'm Brie, I play bass. Lila, I play drums.
I'm Eric, I play guitar.
I'm Emily, I sing. Well, we're only on day 3 of tour, but we came to England like a couple days early to sleep off the jet lag, so we haven't really got in the groove of anything yet, but it's definitely, because we were just on tour for a month in the States, so we're sort of like, we've been on tour for a long time. Straight here after one day home, so we're just like tired and kind of out of it. Yeah, we've been here once before to the UK, so it's
but this is our first time in Scotland.
This is our first time in Scotland.
And actually,
we're very excited.
I had no idea what to expect, and we were just walking down the street to the restaurant, and we were like, oh, this is so beautiful, everything's so beautiful. I think we were all big fans of the Powerpuff Girls because it's a little, you know, cool cartoon feminism, and that's
when we were growing up.
Yeah.
Cartoon Network emailed us out of the blue, so we were just like, yes. Yeah, the process took a while.
It took about a year,
but
from the email to
finally
being approved. But yeah, it's cool that it's something we have under our belts. Like,
yeah, it's really nice to be a part of, and the reboot's really cool. Like the writing is really updated and fun, and it's actually really funny for adults too. It's not like
we watched the first couple episodes together.
Yeah. I guess that it just kind of comes naturally. We don't really make decisions straight out, or like we want it to sound like this or to be about this. It's just kind of, the lyrics are just an extension of who we are, like the conversations we have with each other and the way that we interact with the world and the community, and yeah, just kind of always was like that from the beginning.
And that, since it's like based on conversations we have and stuff, it like reflects all of our values as people. We're all feminists, and you know, get annoyed about UTIs and street harassment and things like that. So it's just, it sort of naturally comes out.
We have always kind of ran with girl scenes where we could find them. It seems like it's gone in waves, like the riot girl movement, and then it sort of died out into very masculine again, and then it sort of swelled up again, and now I feel like we're really in the middle of it, where it's like, and also like the intersections of like queer people and people of color, and just like everybody's getting a better voice instead of just like the white guy with a guitar and a beard. It's like, what? Yeah, singing folk songs, not rock and roll. But yeah, it's like nice to have more of that now, I suppose. But yeah, it wasn't always like that.
Yeah, when we started, there wasn't as many, like, because it's been like 8 or 9 years, and we played with just so many obnoxious dude
singing like sexist, like,
yeah. It's changed a lot.
And I think one thing that helps with that is just gravitate, you know, going towards people in your community. Like, we would play with all these dude bands, and we were like, God, I really want to play with like queer people or other women, or like just someone,
like anyone
else. And so we started finding people around the country, booking shows ourselves. You know, all our shows were DIY, and we sort of like would be like, I love this band in like Denver or LA or wherever, and we would try to like play with them.
Like, I don't care if it's your first show, like, I'd rather play with you than anybody else.
And then just being like really, you know, just like validating towards each other, just like created a good community. And I think that sort of is what's building right now, especially in Seattle. There's so many amazing like bands coming out of there right now.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Well, again, like, I think that early on it was really
bad,
straightforwardly misogynist, just sort of like, girls, like, girl band, girl, you know,
particularly,
do you know how to put together your drums?
Yeah,
do you know how to hold a microphone?
People doing sound and people people writing about us. Like,
oh yeah, the
you
music
really-
writing was really bad.
It was like, you know, things that were so inappropriate, or like talking about things that had nothing to do with our music, and just
like comparing us to people that we don't sound anything like, and the only thing we share is the gender. But now it's like feels more powerful. Like women are, like men are checking themselves more, although it's still a little more internalized, where it's like sort of subtle, but not as quite as like getting obscenities screamed at you on stage or.
Yeah, yeah, we would get like taco pussy yelled at us.
Yeah,
and,
like take your shirt off.
and take your shirt.
No,
Yeah.
And
that
then Eric would take his shirt off.
that actually happened to us like 2 years ago in London, the last time we were in
Oh
London.
yeah,
Oh,
they did.
yeah, I forgot about that, yeah.
There's a video on YouTube, it's really funny.
Yeah, that guy. If you're watching, guy,
You suck.
you're an idiot.
And people would like sound sound guys would only like come talk to me. People would try to pay
or
me.
give you the money, which
Yeah,
is like,
and I'm like, I don't.
He can't handle the money.
I'm the
So,
secretary
yeah, I'm
of
so
the
bad with
Babysitter's
money.
Club.
He would just like try it to any one of us.
Yeah, I think any women representation is great. And I love like allies too. I think it's important that other men see men like Eric, and you know, like there was a male member of Bikini Kill, and it's just really cool to have all the voices, because I feel like there's a certain part of change that can happen within like everybody talking about it, and not just women talking to other women, because it's like, you know, I could do that forever, honestly, but if we're ever going to change anything, like younger men need to see that it's not like so crazy that women play music, it's just people playing music, and it's everybody, so yeah. Yeah, it's
look
pretty
at like,
universal.
and look at like the '60s. Like music was where a lot of like change started. Like I think it's like a powerful vehicle for social change.
Oh, definitely. And it's like can seep into the cracks, like from Crass to Pussy Riot to NWA to like just all forms of music. Like anything with a message can seep into culture, I think, better than a white guy on TV speaking about Congress or whatever. You know, it speaks to people, and therefore, yeah, and I think the intersections are important to recognize and just sort of lift up that there are more voices and there are more people that are having experiences that you never even thought about from all types of privilege. I still look up to Kathleen Hanna and the Judy Ruin, for sure.
MIA.
MIA, yeah.
I look up to a lot of our peers or people we've played with because they're just so interesting and cool. There's this band, the Downtown Boys, in the US that I think are really amazing and like shed a lot of light on like politics that like
They're really radical.
yeah, and
Their shows are on fire.
they're amazing, and just like shed a lot of light on the fact that most of punk is very like white dominated and like cisgender and straight, and it's just like really cool that they exist, and I hope that more bands like them will come up, and like we can all encourage like amazing bands like that to have a platform. I like Pony Time and the Downtown Boys.
Mommy Longlegs is a
They're
great band from
so good.
Seattle.
The Hardly Boys.
And Lisa Prank.
Best Sled Ever.
Oh, definitely. Like the assault part, just the dangerous environment was something I feel like happened a lot when I was younger, just feeling like getting slammed into stuff and not feeling safe, like being in the front. I've heard of assault happening actually at some of our festivals in the Northwest, which is a bummer, but I don't doubt that in maybe more masculine dominated scenes like hardcore and stuff that it still probably happens all the time. But yeah, I've definitely been left shows pretty angry.
And We have a song on our last album, Hey Girl, street harassment, which is like something that I grew up getting. You know, I think we've all experienced a lot of harassment from just people passing by or telling us to smile.
Mm-hmm. And it's like more outside of a music perspective, but it's still the same sort
it's like the same mentality,
energy,
like just like what women are like, just it always made me mad or upset me, but I didn't realize where it came from, which is like kind of the same thing, like just like this entitlement over like women's bodies or spaces or psyche.
And especially like when we were first playing music, I think people thought that since we were talking about female issues and saying the word vagina, that they're like, oh, that means that like I'm allowed to come up to you and talk about that. And it's like, no, like that's not sex positive to you specifically. Like it doesn't work like that even at all. But
that doesn't mean you're allowed to come ask us to have threesomes.
Yeah, just like
awful shit like
people that like take that confidence as like an invitation was something that used to happen a lot too. It's just that assumption. Yeah, it's like if she's saying that, then she's slutty for me. Hi, we're Tacocat, and we support Girls Against! Yay!